Assalamu alaikum. My name is Samina Usman. I'm with Muslim Roundtable, Cable Television, Channel 15. We're here outside Chandani Restaurant at the Evening of Gratitude event, recognizing Imam Siraj Wahaj. Imam Siraj Wahaj is a well-known scholar throughout this country and also throughout the world. He has helped raise funds for many organizations and many masjids throughout the country. And tonight, we're going to try to help give back to him. We're going to help him raise funds for his masjid in Brooklyn, New York, called Masjid al-Taqwa.
Are you about women?
Yeah.
Okay.
When Ka'b bin Malik, he came to the Prophet ﷺ and he said, "What's your name?" He said, "My name is Ka'b bin Malik." The Prophet said, "Ash-Sha'ir?" The poet? Because Ka'b bin Malik, he was a famous poet. Ka'b bin Malik, he said, "This was the most beloved day of my life."
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Samina Usman. I'm with Muslim Roundtable TV. We're here tonight with Imam Suhaib Webb. Imam Suhaib Webb was born in Oklahoma, and during his youth he was actually a hip-hop DJ and used to make many records. And then, unfortunately he kind of fell into the wrong crowd, but thank goodness he found the beauty of Islam and converted at the age of 20. He changed his life around and graduated with honors in education from Central Oklahoma University. And then he studied Arabic and Islamic studies. And currently he's a lecturer at the Islamic American University in Santa Clara, California. Welcome, Imam Suhaib Webb. Thank you very much for coming on the show tonight.
My pleasure.
So tell me, what influenced you to speak tonight about Imam Siraj Wahaj, and how has he inspired your life?
I mean, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "Man lam yashkur nas la yashkur Allah." Whoever is not thankful to the people is not thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so to God Almighty. So one of the most important figures in Islam in North America in the last 25 years has been Imam Siraj Wahaj. I mean, nobody can count the number of good things he's done for our community. So I felt it was an obligation upon myself to come back and express our gratitude to him.
Some experiences that I had with our blessed Imam. The first one is the first time I met him. And I went to what's called MISG. MISG is not a food preservative.
So when you first became a Muslim and when you were learning about Islam, did you hear about Imam Siraj Wahaj, or did you listen to some of his speeches and lectures?
Yeah, I would say probably maybe 6 months after I became Muslim, we started listening to Imam Siraj Wahaj tapes back in 91, 92. So yeah, I mean, he definitely had an impact on a lot of young brothers, especially convert brothers, because he kind of speaks our language, especially those of us who came maybe from the hip-hop community. You would hear a lot of convert brothers saying Imam Siraj keeps it real. Imam Siraj addresses people from the hood. Imam Siraj addresses us according to our background. So most definitely, there was a lot of exposure to Imam Siraj Wahaj in the early days.
Actually, I can tell that probably that aspect of Imam Siraj Wahaj has influenced you, especially because I know that in your lectures and in your speeches you definitely do talk the language of the people, especially the youth, and you have influenced a lot of the lives of many youth to change their lives around.
And then I had the pleasure of driving with him in the car. An African-American male and a white male driving through a John Ashcroft-occupied territory.
What could you tell the youth, or especially the young viewers, about learning from our elders and gaining pearls of wisdom from them?
Yeah, I think especially in the North American context, you see a common misunderstanding of young people is that they kind of look at their parents or elders as, they're from back home and they don't have anything to give. Third world paradigms don't work in a first world reality. You hear stuff like this all the time. And this is an extreme position. But we should look at our elders as though they have laid down the foundation. Now it's our turn to add to the foundation. And if you're not familiar with the foundation, then you're not going to be able to lay anything down. So we need to take the benefits that they have given us, learn from the mistakes that they've made, and move forward. And not be overly critical of them, because this is a sign of ingratitude. So we should thank them and respect them and take the good from them and work to add to the many good things that they've done in North America.
So what steps do you think that the young viewers can take in order to add to what they have built? Should we start just jumping right into it and join different organizations, or should we start internally? Like what would you think about that?
I think you have to approach it from a comprehensive standpoint. you have to work on yourself, but at the same time, the Prophet ﷺ never took a vacation to work on himself. He worked on himself and he worked on the people around him. And that's kind of the two extremes we see. We see people who just want to work on the outside or people who just want to work on the inside. But the Prophet ﷺ had to do both. That's why it's not an easy task. The other thing I think that our role is going to be different is that we have, especially what we call now the PMSA DS, the post-MSA depression syndrome, where a lot of young Muslim brothers and sisters, once they get out of the MSA, they have no way to channel their talents and their God-given abilities towards the community, and basically they're getting sucked up by major corporations, contributing their entire life to that and nothing to Islam. Until we as a community in North America understand how to interact with this age group especially, get them involved in the masjids, let them contribute their talents to the masjid, then we're not going to see that movement forward. It might take a longer time.
No, that's a great point.
I was with one time, one Sheikh, and somebody asked to carry his bags. He told him, if you carry my bags, I'm going to carry you.
So Imam Suhaib Webb, so what are you doing right now? What activities are you involved in, and what organizations are you involved in right now?
I work primarily with Islamic American University, which is a university which is in the Santa Clara area, which is a project of MAS, which is the Muslim American Society. And we have a number of programs going on. We have weekly classes, of course, over Islamic jurisprudence. We're finishing our third or fourth semester now. And also every Wednesday night at MCA, we have Wednesday Night Live, not to be confused with Saturday Night Live, and the lives of the Khulafa, with the life of Umar now. And every Saturday night at the Lowry Masjid in Fremont, we have Saturday Night Live for real, the life of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. So our primary function is on campuses, working with the young people, especially the university level students. And also we have every Monday night in Berkeley, at UC Berkeley, Monday Night Live, every night there. So we're going to be covering some contemporary issues which face the Muslim student this semester, inshallah. After January 20th, we'll start, inshallah. That's about it.
Well, Jazakallah khair for meeting with us tonight, and we thank you so much for having you in our community, and you've definitely helped inspire many of the people in our community. So thank you very much. We're here tonight with Imam Zaid Shakir. Imam Zaid Shakir is a returning member of our community. He was born and raised in Berkeley, and later on he'd actually entered into the U.S. Air Force, and he obtained his bachelor's in international relations with honors at American University in Washington, D.C., and then a master's in political science from Rutgers University. He became a lecturer in political science at Southern Connecticut State University in New Haven, Connecticut. And then afterwards, he left to study Arabic and Islamic studies in Syria and Morocco. He was the Imam of Masjid al-Islam in New Haven and is currently a lecturer at Zaytuna Institute. So, Imam Zaid Shakir, please tell me what has influenced you to speak about Imam Siraj tonight.
Alhamdulillah. First of all, I've known Imam Siraj Wahaj since probably 1978, when I would frequent his masjid, being from Connecticut. My wife is from New York. And I was inspired by his works, his talks, and I was just a normal, everyday Muslim at the time. I pray I still am. And so I would sit there, listen, benefit, and go home. Subsequently, after studying and going to college and getting more involved in Islamic work in North America, I realized that Imam Siraj Wahaj was a tremendous role model, and I've tried to basically follow in his footsteps. And when Masjid Taqwa had the big problem with the drug dealers, we went back to our masjid, and we were in a similar